Hello everyone, I am Meek. I know you may be wondering about the Roblox dimension thing, but I tell you, the whole thing is fixed now and we're back in space again. So today I'll talk about one of the newest viral game in this special episode of Exploring Viral Video Games.
Yes, you've guessed it, it's Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout.
So maybe we should start with a bit of the game's history.
It is developed by Mediatonics and published by Devolver Digital. Mediatonic is a lesser-known developer group which is kind of all over the place. Some of the weird projects they're involved in are Sonic Level Creator, a Flash game playable on Sega's website, and Bookworm Adventure, a strange word-forming puzzle game.
The game was already very popular right out of the gate,
reaching over 1.5 million players within the first 24 hours of release.
And with sales figures like 7 million copies as of August 2020, I just cannot not cover it in this series about viral games.
So the introduction out of the way, let's talk about the actual game. Here's my Fall Guy. Here's a little blue fellow, how cute. The game is a fun spin on the Battle Royale genre, combining with the idea of a game show similar to Wipeout, and with hectic multiplayer ragdoll physics that I can only compare to something like Gmod. This game fortunately does not suffer from the lack of player syndrome that plagues most Battle Royale games, but instead it's just crashing server and bad group matchmaking.
The game follows very closely to its inspiration of a game show,
with a set amount of players eliminated each round, until the final face-off of just 6 to 12 players where only one of them will get a crown. Usually, a game in the show will last for 3 to 7 rounds. I would categorize the rounds into 3 different tiers, with them being opening, middle, and final rounds. All opening rounds are races, and all games except for the final games can be chosen during the middle of the show. Here's a quick run through of all the map. There are race games like Dizzy Heights. It features many spinning platforms that can boost you or set you back, and if you can keep your balance on them, qualifying would not be a problem. Door Dash. It features a series of real and fake doors, and bumping into the correct door will cause it to collapse. May the random number generator be on your side, or just follow everyone else. Gate Crash. The gates will move up and down following a cycle, with some gates including extra bumpers that move horizontally. It requires some patience to have a smooth ride throughout the stage. Hit Parade. This level has many punishable spin gates and wrecking balls that try to knock you off before reaching the final line. Seesaw. A stage featuring a plethora of seesaws, and by tipping the seesaws to the direction you want it to, you can make the course easier to navigate. The Whirly Game. There's many pinwheel-like obstacles that can either push you forward or knock you off the map. Slime Climb. The infamous game with layers of piston, bumpers, and other stuff that will knock you into a sea of rising slime that will eliminate you on contact. Fruit Shoot. You have to race against the conveyor belt and dodge gigantic food that will knock you back down mercilessly. Tiptoe, a grid of pathway littered with fake and real tiles. It takes a team effort to find a way to the end goal while only having half of the player qualify. In addition to races, there are other games with various different objectives. So let's start off with Perfect Match, a game where you have to remember the last set of fruit pattern on the flashing floor and to stand on them and not fall into the slime. Rollout. 5 spinning cylinders will spin in opposite directions beneath you where you need to navigate them carefully to not to fall into the slime below. Block Party, where the player need to avoid incoming walls, jump over steps, or go through holes in between to avoid falling into the slime. Tail Tag. Half of the players start with a tail and the one who don't can grab tails of others. Those who keep their tails until the end can be saved from eliminations. Egg Scramble. 3 teams compete to move the egg from the middle back to the nest, and the team with the least amount of egg will get eliminated. Fall Ball. Players are separated into 2 teams and have to try to push as much ball into the enemy's goal, and the team with least points when the time runs out will be eliminated. Hoarders. Players have to try to push giant soccer balls in the center to their team's territory, and the team with the least ball in the territory at the end of the game will get eliminated. Hoopsie Daisy, where players have to try to jump hoops that periodically respawn to score points for their team. The team with the least points when the time runs out will be eliminated. Jinxed. Some players will start off jinxed and can jinx other players by grabbing them. When an entire team is jinxed, they will be eliminated. Team Tail Tag. It is the team version of the Tail Tag. The team with the least amount of tail at the end will be eliminated. Rock and Roll. Players in 3 separate teams have to work together to try push a giant heavy ball into the goal and not be the last. The slowest will get eliminated. Now, let's move on to the final rounds. There are 4 of them as of speaking. For Mountain, players have to try to reach the crown on the peak of the mountain to win this game through dodging cannonballs, swinging hammers, and spin gates. Hexagon. Players have to play Hypixel TNT Run. Try to stay on disappearing hexagon floors as long as possible to avoid falling into the slime. Jump Showdown. Like Jump Club, players have to avoid spinning cylinders with a twist. The floor will fall periodically and players have to try to cling onto the remaining tiles to not fall into the slime while dodging cylinders. Royal Fumble, which is the final version of Tail Tag, where there are only one tail and whoever keeps it will win the game. And that is all the minigame in this game. As you can see, there are quite a lot of them. This game is really generous and accessible for all kinds of players, where you can still get kudos, the in-game currency where you can use to buy customizations even when you lose. So you can still dress up as a hot dog, an astronaut, or just be a furry if you want to, even if you haven't won any game. In the earlier rounds, getting qualified is pretty easy as you can recover pretty much instantly even if you mess up, but from round 2 onwards, there are more instant elimination game or god forbid team games. Although I personally enjoy this game a lot, especially when I'm not playing with hackers, I'll get back to that later, but I do find it have a lot of questionable game design decisions. The very obvious thing wrong with the game is the team games. You have heard it, I've heard it, but it's true. Requiring a group of people working together when just a moment ago they're competing is just unreasonable. Plus in most team games, disregarding rock and roll, the teams are competing for a score. So even if you are the best player in the game, like even if you jump through the most ring in Hoopsie Daisy, you can still get eliminated because of useless teammates. And do you know what is worse than team games? Team games with more than 2 teams. Because in games like X Scramble and Team Tail Tags only eliminates the team with the lowest score, it encourages ganging up on the team with the least score currently. Or you know, sometimes just because they're yellow. That does not mean that games that are not team games are all good. In both DoorDash and Tiptoe, the best strategy is to just let the enemy figure out the correct path and follow them, as playing actively has a high chance of backfiring and can even cost you the game. So it is literally encouraging you to do nothing and the game just become a contest of who get bored and frustrated first. You may also think that the final round should be the most well balanced and actually test the player's skill. But the gods high up on the heaven that is in Mediatonic says, Royal Fumble! As you fall out of heaven and get casted to the deepest depth of the pinky slimy hell. But seriously, I find 2 out of the 4 final games have really big flaws design-wise. First, of course, is Royal Fumble. It is extremely biased toward the one who has the tail from the start, and you definitely don't want to be the one who got your tail plucked at the last 3 seconds. The second worst final map, in my opinion, is Fall Mountain, where the cannonballs are really random and hard to avoid. And if the computer decides to start you from the second lane, you basically have lost the game. And the bad thing doesn't stop there. Hackers are rampant in the server and are ruining the game for everyone. These hackers, or fly guys as you will, are using hack lines to gain unusual speed or fly in the game. There are so many of them that you can basically see one every 3 matches. And in most cases, the fly guys completely breaks the game and you have no chance of winning them. What is more baffling to me is that the developers have stated that the game will flag the hackers and ban them after the match ends. Firstly, I have to state that I'm not sure how effective the system is in banning hackers. But letting the hackers stay in the match and making it worse for everyone while not doing anything until the match is over is a design decision I do not understand at all. The game also removed the ability to rename your character in Steam because certain players are injecting HTML code with it. This, plus the server crashes, is why I believe that the developers at Mediatonic are inexperienced in running such a massive multiplayer game. But nonetheless, I have a lot of fun playing this game, and I cannot deny that the madness of it kind of make it more entertaining in some way. With a new season coming that brings new map, skins, and the developers trying their hardest to combat hackers, I do want to see this game succeed and reaches its full potential. And thus conclude this special episode of Exploring Viral Video Games. I hope to see you all again very soon. Bye! This is Vessel, TMM calling for assistant. This is answer me already. This is Vessel, TMM calling for assistant. Hello? Can anyone hear me? Damn it! Huh?
This is a message directed to Ship TMM. Please pay attention. Hello, I know who you are, and I know what is happening to you. Please follow my instructions. I can help you escape the Roblox dimension. If you are hearing this, this means that I have already planted a device on your ship. Go to this point of the ship and activate it. It will lead you out of the Roblox dimension. After, it will inject the ship with my coordinates. There you can find me, and I will be waiting. Great things are coming.